So, Congressman, today you found yourself removed from the joint session of Congress after saying something to President Trump. What did you say to him for those who are wondering exactly what you said because we couldn't understand you?
I was very much upset when the president indicated that he had a mandate. And I understand that they've been using this mandate to do things that can be harmful to poor people. And I told him in no uncertain terms that he didn't have a mandate to cut Medicaid. Medicaid is for poor people. And currently, the budget that they put together requires a reduction of more than $800 billion in the Energy and Commerce Committee, which is where Medicaid is. And if they do that, they're going to have to cut deeply into Medicaid. And that's going to hurt poor people. This wasn't about anything that would benefit people other than constituents who are sick and need health care in the richest country in the world, and they're about to cut Medicaid. And I have to remind my friends in Texas that Texas turned down $100 billion in Medicaid funds because Texas didn't want to pay any portion of Medicaid funding. And this is for poor people. We're the richest country in the world. Texas is a rich state, but we don't take care of our poor people. We got more people uninsured in Texas, I think, than any other state.
Now, at some point, the House Speaker called on the Sergeant at Arms to have you removed from the chambers. When they approached you, what was going through your mind? And when you heard the House Speaker say, remove the gentleman, your thoughts on this?
Well, I have been arrested with John Lewis, and I'm a student of Dr. King. And I know that if you are breaching the rules, the law, and you are approached by a proper officer, you don't resist. I was prepared to accept the consequences for my behavior. And I tell young people, it's okay to protest. It's okay to be disruptive. It's okay to block the streets. But if you do it, be prepared for the consequences because it's only peaceful protest that can be successful. So I was prepared for them to take me away and do whatever the law would require them to do. They escorted me out of the chamber, and I told the officers that I I was doing what I felt was a matter of conscience, and the officers were kind to me, and I left the chambers. I left the house, and found my way to a safe place.
What kind of response have you received as a result of your actions at the joint session of Congress?
Well, the response has been from any number of people, people that I haven't talked to in many, many years. People from across the globe are trying to get in touch with me and out of the country. So there's been a positive response because the people that have my number are obviously people that I know, and I would expect a positive response from them. But I'm not in any way convinced that everybody's going to be positive. I just think that these questions of conscience are things that we don't run from. And I think that on questions of conscience, sometimes it's better to stand alone than not stand at all. I just decided that I would take that stand.
Did you continue watching the broadcast once you were removed, once you got to your safe place, or you were just too busy going through calls and getting calls after that?
I've been dealing with calls from people who are concerned about my safety. And I have spent my time literally with them discussing safety issues because we get quite a few threats currently. And people are very much aware who know me. They know that I live under with these threats. So we were just talking about my safety, and I'm I'm honored to have the opportunity to talk to you. and appreciate the way you carry a message. And I'm hopeful that people will understand that this was a question of conscience for me. I absolutely could not, in good conscience, allow this to be a mandate to cut into poor people's health care. That's Medicaid.
Many people know as a result of your press conferences and your public speaking, you're not a fan of President Trump. You have talked about impeachment. Where does that stand now?
I plan to file articles of impeachment. I have been working on them, and I believe I have very good grounds. I think that there's some reticence by some persons because we don't have a majority in the House. But impeachment serves two purposes. One, it can be the means by which a president is indicted and sent to the Senate for trial, or it can act as a deterrent if a president knows that there are people who are willing to use it. And I want him to know that there is a person willing to do this. And at some point, when he disobeys, if he does, court orders, he will become above the law. He will become the law then because he has control of the House and the Senate. And if the courts can't rein him in, then impeachment's all that's left. And so I'm letting people know that we're going to use that tool. We'll lay the foundation for it as we've done previously. And at some point, if we take back the House, I think that we'll have a better chance of doing it. But it's also just about the deterrent effect. There are plenty of people who get indicted and never get convicted. Impeachment is an indictment. And I don't want him to believe that he can escape the process simply because he has this idea that he is above the law now because of the Supreme Court and having control of the House and the Senate.
And before we let you go, you mentioned that you have received threats and you've taken the necessary precautions. Just how bad have those threats been?
Well, at some point, I will play some of the messages that have been left, and they're being properly investigated. Uh, I, I, I don't focus on it, to be very candid with you. I don't let it deter me from doing what I have to do. I try to be as cautious as I can, but I just believe that Dr. King had reminded us that if you haven't found something worth, he used the term dying for, then you're not fit to live. And I try as best as I can to know that people will be mean-spirited, but to still do what conscience dictates.
Thank you, Congressman Green. We appreciate your time. Absolutely. And we wish you the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear brother. Thank you.